back like we never left. Cause we never left. Yeah. Just say legend when you refer to me. That's all facts, man. I don't do that hyperbole. Verbally, certainly never occurred to me that I rap. Cause over beats, man, I be performing surgery. And over beats, man, y'all be committing perjury. Y'all just as truthful as the cops that be murdering. The ones that say they scared for their life, they justify murder. My people.
Welcome back to Givens Playbook with Nephratiti Givens, where the field and court of marriage is undefiled. So you want to talk about basketball this morning?
Yes, I actually do. I'm a Lakers fan. And, you know, when you see the teams they have now, the roster, I mean, the average age on there is probably like 31 years old. If you put everybody's age together, divide that by how many players they got, it's probably about 31, 32 years old. And I won't say it scares me, but I would say that I hope that, you know, everyone stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of young players on the team. And, you know, LeBron, he had AD. We all know how AD is. I'm hoping and praying that he actually figures some things out this offseason as far as, like, staying healthy and staying...
How old is AD? 30?
I think he's about 30 or 29, whatever.
I didn't think he was 30.
Yeah,
but
AD been at least in like 2012 or 11.
He 28.
28. We're going to need everybody on that team to stay healthy because it's a lot of young people. There's a lot of young teams that's eager and that's on fire to win. And I want LA to win. I want them to be successful. I want to see Melo get another ring. I want to see the Lakers get another championship.
Melo doesn't have a ring.
Okay, yeah. I want Melo to get a ring. And I want to see the whole Lakers organization win, but I just hope that everybody stay healthy. But there is a lot of wisdom on that team. There's a lot of experienced players. There's a lot of finals experienced players, all-star experienced players, like Olympic experienced players. Like everybody on that team is experienced. They know what they're doing. So I just hope that everybody stays healthy. That's my biggest concern.
So what's your question?
Do you think that this team can keep up with the other teams in the league that are younger?
I think having a roster full of older guys is a casualty. I do think it is a risk. I do think that it is a gamble, but I absolutely do. Absolutely. Even though he's 28, he's not that, he's not in his 30s, but his history brings casualties. His history brings skepticism. And then they just added Rondo, that's adding to the fact that this is they just making this team more seasoned. They refer to older people as seasoned. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm actually quite excited to see what this team does, how they maneuver around these younger guys. This team, like you said, is full of experience. That's why I believe they can keep up and they can dominate. These guys can be the bullies of the NBA. What the coach is going to have to do, they are going to have to split responsibility. They are going to have to manipulate the play time, because if not, this will be a complete disaster. Everybody has to have a hand in the game. This is a well-seasoned team. You got Carmelo Anthony, you got Trevor Ariza, you got Anthony Davis, you got Marc Gasol, you got LeBron James, you got Dwight Howard. Oh my goodness, you got Rajon Rondo. It's so much talent on this team, it's ridiculous. And I'm glad that they picked Rajon Rondo back up because in my opinion, he should have never been let go in the first place. Right. I didn't agree with that.
I do agree with you about the minutes and split minutes, because you don't want to make sure, you don't want to have, LeBron putting up all the minutes, whatever, or AD putting up all the minutes, when you have other experienced players who are ready to come out and ball. And also just to make sure everybody stay healthy. I think splitting the minutes, maybe have LeBron and AD play a little bit more, but not too much more. But just making sure everybody stay healthy, because it's a long season, with 82 games, including playoffs. And if you want to make it far, you want to make sure that everybody is ready to go and everybody can last, so that way you can have a good spot in the playoffs where you're not trying to fight your way, to the top. You already be on top. All right, so the next topic I wanted to ask you and talk to you about, we recently just had breaking news 2 days ago, or I think it was yesterday.
No, it's 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Cam Newton being released by the New England Patriots. What's your take on that?
I was just as shocked as everybody else. I was disappointed. I love me some Cam Newton. I didn't. It really threw me for a loop to hear that, with him being released by the the Carolina Panthers, or traded, or whatever that situation was. That in itself was, it was weird. But he got hurt though, right? That's why I understand that type of stuff. But all I can say is I hope he doesn't go downhill from here. And I want him to just continue to prove himself, continue to develop as a player. I don't want this to break him. I mean, he has decreased since then. Like in 2019, he only passed for like 572, but I believe that's the year he got hurt, correct? Yeah, so that, that's different. But I do believe that Mac Jones, he did what he was supposed to do. I think this thing proved that anybody can be replaced. This right here just proved that. And I also do believe that this shows that they believe that Cam does not have any value. I do believe that, because they would not have done that. Belichick is a stickler anyway. He goes for perfection, especially when you're coming off of a quarterback like Tom Brady. You are going to look for the best, and anybody is disposable. If you are not when you have a GOAT on your team, anybody that's less than that doesn't show the properties of the person whose shoes you have to fill, you're replaceable and you're disposable. I understand that. But, you look at a lot of these guys and you feel like, oh, they can't be replaced and they're just one of a kind and all of that. This right here shows that you can be replaced. Cam had to fight for his spot. And he did not. He did not go as hard as he should have. You got this rookie coming in here hungry. You got this rookie coming in here like he wants Cam's job. And he even said it. He wants that spot. He wants to be the QB1. And that, that would be my intentions if I went in there and I'm a rookie, for you to come in and feel like, I'm going to replace him. I'm going to replace Cam Newton and I'm going to try my best. A lot of these guys go in there feeling like that. But this guy actually did it, So I'm going to be looking for him, because that speaks volume to me. That's why I said I would not, if I'm in the NFL, I do not want to be anywhere near the New England Patriots after Tom Brady. I just wouldn't want to be, because those are huge shoes that you have to fill, and I don't have time for that. I'm not, who's to say I'm Tom Brady? But if I'm not, I'm going to end up like Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nothing to do with that. And that's why, Cam really, he tried. I do believe that he tried, but this off season, I don't know what happened with the COVID protocol thing where he missed like two games or something like that, 2 off-season games or 2 practices, whatever. Yeah. I don't know what happened with that. They said it was a misunderstanding. I don't know what exactly happened with that, but you got people saying, well, that's what Cam gets. He should have knew better, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, this is a lesson learned. That's all I gotta say. You know, like I said, they are looking at Cam like he doesn't have any value, and that's why they dumped him for a rookie quarterback with no NFL experience. But this guy balled so hard in the offseason, he can replace a MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Cam Newton, but this right here, it sucks. I love Cam Newton, but you know, when you got people who ball out harder than you, who show their butts, you know, you can't say, well, this is the off season, I'm not going to play as hard. What if I get hurt? What if this? What if that? That is your time to shine. That is your showcase. These other guys behind you, they're coming in and they're playing. You see these guys that's going to be probably riding the bench for the rest of the season, but they are going to come in the off season for your spot. That's this day job interview right here. Mac Jones did that. That's it.
Yeah, I was shocked as well when I saw the news. I did know that when they drafted that quarterback, that first round quarterback,
Did you think it was disrespectful?
No, I mean I thought it was I thought it was good because you know Cam Newton.
If you're Cam Newton and you feel like you're the MVP, you're a person of value. You are a person of value. You are a household name. You don't think them drafting a quarterback behind you is disrespectful?
No, if Cam Newton was younger, then it would have been disrespectful. But since he's like a little bit older now,
they have to get back up.
They need backup. They need They need a star backup for just in case, God forbid, kind of thing. And they want to make sure that I would want to make sure that my team stay on top. I don't want to put in a backup and they're not as good as I would want them to be. So drafting the number one quarterback I thought it was perfect. And on top of that, they had Cam Newton for like a 2-year deal. So this year would have been Cam Newton's last year with the Patriots, and then you can and me personally, I thought they was going to keep Cam, start Cam, and while Cam is doing his thing, they are grooming Mac Jones for the starting role for next season, and then Cam Newton can go elsewhere to wherever he desired to go. Or you can keep Cam if Patriots be successful. Keep Cam, you know what I'm saying, until, you know.
But last season wasn't a good.
Yeah, it wasn't as good, so that's why.
No.
That's why I see why they did what they did, because, truth be told, I don't think Cam is good. I do think Cam is a starting quarterback player, starting caliber player, but I don't think that Cam Newton fits with Bill Belichick's schemes and offense because Cam scrambles a lot. Cam runs the ball, whatever.
Yes, and yes.
And Brady was pocket.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mark Jones, I'm not sure where Mac Jones, I'm not sure, you know, how he would be, but I think they probably see a resemblance.
But he's a rookie.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
And he's just a seed right now. So what they can water him however they want to. That's the good thing. He hasn't played under anybody else other than college. He hasn't. You know, he hasn't done it much yet. So, like you said, they can
groom him to how they want him to be.
Yeah.
Same way they did with Brady. Because Brady was a backup behind Drew Bledsoe. When Drew Bledsoe got hurt, then boom, Brady, you in. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And but yeah, I personally would have kept Cam for this year, finish this year out. Whatever the record is, I mean, of course, strive for greatness.
With that off-season performance, you would have did that? You would have started him anyway?
Yeah.
With Mac Jones's performance versus Cam's.
Yeah, I would have kept Cam because
but you still would have kept him, but start him is what you said.
Yeah,
you would have started him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way
I wouldn't have.
So that way Max Jones can you know, groom and learn the NFL.
I disagree. I would have. I mean, he already proved that he could. He already proved he can handle himself.
I mean,
in clutch and tight situations, he already proved that.
Yeah, I mean, he did have successful drives where Because they said that every drive he did, it was either a touchdown or a field goal. So he did have successful drives when he was in. But you got to think about it. But you got to think about it. What if he was going up against third string players? Because, in the preseason, they throw everybody in. Everybody gets
right,
in.
because that's everybody's time to see if
who going to start, who going to bench, who going to be cut.
Right.
So just like you never know what kind of string, what level.
He was going up against Cam Newton.
No, I'm talking about for the other teams they played against in the preseason.
Oh, okay. You're saying he was probably dominating
against third string, fourth string, or possibly cut
defensive players.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know if he went up against starters. They hardly play starters in the preseason anyway. Mm-hmm. They play their backups majority of the time. The starters get a little bit of shine there, but like Big Ben, I saw him in the preseason. He did a little bit of his thing with but not too much.
Yeah, that's true. But Cam was in the same position, going up against the same third stringers, whatever. If that was the case, he had the same opportunity, and he did not perform well. That's nobody's. Just like you said, that's nobody's fault. Just like you said about the Steph Curry thing, that's nobody's fault, but his. I love Cam Newton, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to go out there and show your behind or not. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean...
Yeah, he did have a poor preseason, but I still would have gave him at least the first 5 to see.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would have kept him.
Yeah.
I would have kept him, but I'm sorry. I probably would have benched him, but that's hard to bench somebody like Cam because I don't believe that Cam is a bench player. I just don't see that. I believe that Cam is like Tyrod Taylor, where when he was benched for Nate Peterman, he was heated. You know what I'm saying? He didn't like that. He had been a quarterback one for so long. He just did not. He wasn't able to comprehend being a backup. You know what I'm saying? A fill-in. Yeah. And I feel like Cam would do the same thing. He's so used to having that leadership role, being a captain, and then to be thrown away like that. I could see how it would be difficult to. On
top of it, like I said, I don't think Cam fit with Bill Belichick's schemes.
I agree with that too.
I think he would be good with a different team. Like I think he can start for a different team, but just not for the Patriots.
Yes, I do.
Because of the schemes.
Yeah, because like you said, and I feel like that's probably Bill Belichick probably does that to pickle the quarterbacks, to preserve them so that they can stay healthy because they are the captain, they are the leader, they are the backbone. So if they get hurt, the whole team just kind of shuts down, depending on who your backup is. So I do feel like Bill Belichick probably does that to pickle his quarterbacks, and it's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, I would have kept Cam because that's an MVP. You work with people like that. You don't just throw them in the garbage because they can bounce back at any time. They wasn't an MVP for nothing. Yeah. So, no, I would not have disposed of him like that. I would have kept him, but I probably would have benched him. I do believe that. And you can make changes anytime, right, during the season? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have. And if Mac started to poorly perform, boom, Cam, hey, your time to shine, bam.
Yeah, like getting rid of him completely was like what?
Yeah, that was
like
weird.
It ain't like he don't deserve to be on the team. He deserves to play somewhere. He's good enough to be on somebody's team.
But after that performance, he deserves to be back up. Yeah, at least not start. Because if that's what you leave us with, if this is what you leave me with, that doesn't say starter to me. Especially not just this offseason. We don't even have to just talk about the offseason. We can talk about last season. Just off those two things that you have given me, that doesn't say starter. Yeah. That says backup. Yeah. So that's what I would have done that. I would not have gotten rid of him like that. I would have put him on the bench.
Jameis Winston and Teddy Bridgewater, they both are on different teams, and they also was awarded starting role positions this coming season. So we know Teddy Bridgewater is with the Broncos, and Jameis Winston is with the Saints. So what kind of pressure do you think Jameis Winston is in right now?
Teddy Bridgewater is where?
Denver Broncos.
Okay, and Jameis Winston is with the Saints. And do I feel like he has pressure?
Yeah, Jameis Winston.
To be Drew Brees?
Yeah, he's the next person up for the Saints.
I'm happy for Jameis Winston. You know, when he got drafted, to the Buccaneers, I didn't like him. And you already know that. I didn't see what was so special. And he got drafted number 1, right?
1 or 2.
Yeah.
He was with Mariota.
Yeah. When he got drafted, I didn't see the hype. I wasn't impressed. But what I will say is that I'm happy for him. You want to know why? Because Jameis Winston, he didn't count. Everybody else counted him out but him. Mm-hmm. I love people like that. Yeah. I love people that can continue to believe in themselves and continue to push. He's done the work. Has done the work. People might not have seen it. People might not investigate that, because when you count somebody out, you don't check for them no more. Move to the next level and not be Drew Brees, but be Jameis Winston in his own way. Mm-hmm. So that he can reinvent himself and recreate himself. I'm proud of him, and I'm happy to see he has done great enough to where he has gotten the starting job. So for me, I am happy for him, and I want him to do well. The only thing is he has to put what he's learned on the field.
Yeah.
You have to. But it's too early to speak on how well he will do. Do I think he's dealing with pressure? Of course I do. I wouldn't, like I said, I would not want to go to a team when you have somebody like that. Like, I wouldn't even want, honestly, when Aaron Rodgers leave, I wouldn't want to go there either. I just wouldn't want to have that type of pressure on my back. Now they're going to look at Jameis Winston to get to the playoffs. The Saints, they've been to the playoffs. They have been to the Super Bowl, not majority of the time, but they have been to the Super Bowl under Drew Brees. And they have ran decent offenses. They have done great for themselves under Drew Brees. And the fan base, the coaches, the whole entire organization, they are going to be looking to see if Jameis Winston can bounce back from having a MVP quarterback, legend Drew Brees. They are going to be looking for that underneath Jameis Winston. And if I'm being honest, if I can branch off for a second, to me, that's not fair. That's not fair to me. To say, well, we just had Drew Brees, what can you do? Mm-hmm. That's not fair to me. I'm not Drew Brees. Mm-hmm. When you look at the situation, you should look at it with new eyes. Drew Brees is gone. Let's look at this situation differently. This is a different quarterback. This guy is different. He does not do what Drew Brees does. He might do it better. He might do it different. You know what I'm saying? But give him a chance. Don't say, well, Drew Brees. This isn't Drew Brees. Drew Brees is gone. Let's think of something else. Let's do something else. I do believe that, yes, he is under a lot of pressure. He will continue to be under pressure as long as he's there. But what he has to do is he has to get people's focus on him. Mm. And that comes with doing well. He has to do well, and then people will not, I won't say they'll forget about him, but in a sense, they'll forget all about Drew Brees.
Jameis Winston, I do think that he is going to be under some pressure. I mean, we think of New Orleans Saints, you think of, success behind Drew Brees. They made the playoffs. They could have went to the Super Bowl against, forgot what year that was. But everybody say that they had got robbed of that playoff game against the Vikings when, I guess, dude flew out of bounds or something like that. I forgot what game that was. But it was a playoff game, and that cost them to go to Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And, of course, last year, they went up against Tom Brady, and Brady beat them to get to the Super Bowl. And I do think that Drew Brees came close plenty of times, but their success. They always in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Drew Brees always found a way to make sure the Saints were relevant, and they made the news, and they were someone to cheer for and cheer about. So now Jameis Winston is coming behind all this hype and all this success, and of course, their fans are going to want him to be successful too. They expect to see the Saints do good things, and but like you said, Jameis Winston was under Drew Brees a few years, and so I know he's learned a lot. He's studied a lot, and he was patient. That's I can't say that about Jameis Winston. That he was patient, and he didn't blow himself up. He didn't get frustrated. He didn't go on the news saying that I should be number one QB. I want to trade. I want to go here and there. I want to start. But Jameis Winston sat back, observed, reevaluated, and now it's his time. And I do think that this will be a rebirth of Jameis Winston, and possibly a better Jameis Winston, because he's playing for a better organization than what he was in at first. And now he's with a successful coach, successful organization, successful managers, and he also got teammates to back him up. You got Kamara at running back. You got
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas at wide receiver. So you got some weapons on offense. So it's really no excuse or no way, that you can't get the ball off, because you can pass the ball and run the ball too. So you got a good offense. So I think this will be a good season. I'm expecting to see him do some good this year. So another question I want to ask you is, do you think that if Allen Iverson was 6'6", do you think he would be more of a dangerous player than Michael Jordan was?
If Allen Iverson was 6'6", is that what you said?
Yeah.
Would he be more dangerous than Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
No. When you talk about great players, legends, and all of that type of stuff, you do have to talk about AI. I believe AI will always be in the topic of conversation. But if he was 6'6", no, I feel like he was already athletic with his height. With the height that he was given, he was already athletic. He was already a baller. He was already a scorer. He was already a dog. I mean, because look at what he has done. You have to look at the team that he was on, the pieces that he had around him. You have to look at all of these different scenarios. You can't just look at AI. You have to look at his circumstances and situations. Him being 6'6" has nothing to do with the fact that he didn't win the championship. That has nothing to do with that. It doesn't have to do with him being short, because he did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. And adding height to him would not have made a difference to me. He still would have lost. He still wouldn't have a ring. He still, I don't know what else. Wasn't he the MVP one year?
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah, he was the MVP, with the height that he had. He was already good. And another thing that I don't like about this question is it's a shoulda, coulda, woulda question. I don't like questions like that, because AI is not 6'6". So, no, I don't. I think he's great. Don't get me wrong. That is a fantastic player. I would put AI in my top 5 I'll put him in my top 10 for greatest players of all time. I would put AI in my top 10, and that's just a fact. But as far as him being better than Michael Jordan at 6'6", no.
I would say I won't say that he will be better than Michael Jordan. I would say that he will be close. Just like how close Kobe is.
How?
Just like how close Kobe is.
How?
I mean, he can score at will.
He already was doing that.
So right now, Allen Iverson at 6'0", and Michael Jordan with his height 6'6". You know how close Kobe is to Michael Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. Skill level wise, do you think Allen Iverson is close to Michael Jordan skill level wise at 6 foot?
Close to Michael Jordan?
Yeah, like how close Kobe is.
Skill wise?
Yes.
I want to say yes so bad. I really do. I do. I want to say yes, but he didn't accomplish as much as Michael Jordan
not success.
did.
I'm talking about skill level.
With his height at 6 foot.
Right now, yeah.
Yes. My answer is yes.
Okay, that's good.
My answer is yes. I'm sorry. I got to say yes on that. Yes.
Yeah.
He's not Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I know you're not Michael Jordan.
But skill level, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
At 6 foot, yes.
At 6 foot, I don't think he's close, but I think if he was 6'6", he would be closer because when you add height to your body, you add size, you add power, you add speed, you add.
But how would that make him better than Michael Jordan?
I say he wouldn't be better. I say he'd be close.
How?
Because when you add height, you also add power. You add.
He had that at 6 foot.
But you add to it. He had it, but I'm saying you add to it.
You just said he's close to Michael Jordan.
No,
with being 6 foot.
No, I say he not close, skill level wise, because of his height. He still can score buckets. He still
okay,
can.
but I just said yes, and then you said okay. I agree.
No, I said that. Okay, let me rephrase this. If he was 6'6", I think he would be close to Michael Jordan. If him not being 6 feet.
He's not close to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he's not close because of his height. I do think that
skill-wise, he's not close to Michael Jordan. At 6 foot,
because you only can do so much. He still did his thing, but you only can do so much. He can't dunk on nobody at 6 feet.
No,
I mean, he had a putback dunk on Mutombo, but Mutombo wasn't even looking at him. I think if he went head up on Mutombo, he getting that junk swatted. But when you add size, you add vertical height, you add more speed, you add more power, and you also can do a little bit more. You can, But
does that get him a ring though?
I'm not talking about success. I'm talking about skill level. That's not talking about success. I'm talking about as an individual player, skill set wise, ability. I think if he was 6'6", I think it would add more flavor and add more flair to his game. He
already had flavor and flair.
He already had it, but I'm saying if you add 6'6", it would be closer to like how Kobe is to Michael. I think he'll be like right there with Kobe Bryant as being close to Michael Jordan. Because when you tall, you can do more stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just imagine him being 6'6" and he's still doing the things he do. You know, how he shoots the ball, how he dribbles the ball, how he have the heart of a line where he go up against Yao Ming and Shaq and not even being scared to drive the lane. Like, imagine if he was 6'6" with that. He might, you know what I'm saying,
But he was already doing that at 6 foot.
I get it, but it'll be better when he's 6'6".
So it could have been better than that.
Yeah, I think so.
At 6 foot, that dude was fantastic. At 6 foot. You got him in the greatest of all time point guard conversations at 6 foot.
Yes, imagine if he was 6'6". Oh my goodness. Just think of that.
But he was already great. I don't understand it. What hasn't he done at 6 foot?
He'll be greater than what he already was.
I feel like you're saying if he had this, then this. I don't agree with that. I feel like AI was fine how he was at 6 foot. He was a bully at 6 foot. What would adding 6 inches do? I don't understand. What is adding 6 inches doing?
It just added a better athleticism to me, for him at least.
He was already athletic.
Yeah, but not where he can like jump and dunk on people.
So that's what makes him less spectacular because he didn't dunk on people?
No, he was spectacular with what he did. I'm just saying it would just add more flair to his game.
So because he couldn't dunk on people,
and it would have been less. It would have been less stress for him to drive to the lane against bigger players too, because he already kind of tall.
You talk about stress, but he did it effortlessly.
He did it, but I'm saying it would have been less stress.
Who said he had stress? Who said it was? Who said that? You making stuff up?
Allen Iverson did it. He did it great, but I'm saying it wouldn't have been as challenging for him.
But he did it.
So
what difference do it make if you add 6 inches or not? He was still able to do it with 6 foot.
But it would have been less stress. You don't gotta like try to float it high in the air, like try to get the ball over Shaq and Yao
Which
Ming.
makes him more spectacular because he was able to do it at 6 foot.
I know he did it. I'm just saying.
I don't understand this question.
When you're taller, you can do more and also do less.
More like You're not explaining the more.
I did. I said you're more athletic. You can dunk on people.
He was already athletic.
Your speed can.
He had speed.
He had it, but it can. When you're taller, you have longer legs.
That's correct.
When you're taller, you have longer arms or better wingspan. Everything is bigger. Like I said, you can do more and also do less.
Yep. Well, alrighty. Well, that's the end of our episode. That's the end of our show this week. I hope you tune in next time we do an episode, because this is all we do. We go head up. We talk about sports. We talk about the NFL and the NBA, and had a good run today. I don't think we had much disagreements, which rarely happens, but we will be back with another episode soon. What the heck are you doing?
Stay tuned, y'all.
Stay tuned.